For this activity, we're doing activity 1.2.3, Multiview Drawings. We are going to take a look at the assignment. In this assignment, we're going to do some multiview drawings. I have a video for how to create a couple of these items, so you can go and take a look at that. Also, I have here, this is the link that will open us to the course in Project Lead the Way. This is the assignment in Project Lead the Way. You can see it's 1.2.3, it's the same. If you go back to the actual assignment and click on this link, you will see that it opens up a copy of the assignment. Go ahead and take the copy and save it, make it your name, and go ahead and get started. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about multi-view drawings. We talked about it in class. Today we're going to create this figure and this view. You're going to get the definitions from the website here. As you go through, look at some of the things. It talks about multi-view drawing, orthogonal. It talks about these things, orthographic projections, and you will see as you go through, it will have the definitions of these particular types of lines and whatnot. Here are the definitions for construction line, object line, hidden line, center line, and center mark, those 5 things. You'll see those again on a test. Back to the actual drawing, if we're taking a look at the multi-view drawing and what we need to complete this particular item here. And then we're going to draw this particular item here. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to draw this particular item here. And that's what we'll be working on in the next few minutes. Notice that there are no dimensions on either of these. So we have to use spatial reasoning in order to determine the length and the width, or the width and the height, the width and the depth of this particular object. And we'll have to do that with both that one and this one here. You can see that this portion is probably about 1/3 as wide as this other portion. This portion here looks like it makes a square, maybe a longer rectangle, I'm not sure, but we'll play around with it. Again, the dimensions don't matter as much. We'll start talking about dimension in a later assignment. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to open up Fusion 360. We will create a new project. Notice it says Untitled. I'm going to hit Control S here and go ahead and name it 1.2.3 Multiview Drawings. I'll put my initials on there or my moniker on it and click Save. Notice there's nothing there, but now the name has changed, so I know what tab I'm in at any given time. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sketch. For this particular object here, I'm going to sketch this on the front. If you notice here, it looks like the front is the darker shaded pieces. So it looks like it's a rectangle with a couple of pieces that are cut out of it. A triangle cut out at the top and another rectangle cut out in the front. So not very difficult. Also, it looks like it's probably 1/3 higher than it is wide. So let's go ahead and use that information to make our drawing. I'm going to draw on this front face. Notice I look at the view cube and it says front, and I'm simply going to draw a rectangle. I like to snap it to the grid here. I'm simply going to go up and to the right. I don't hit click, I just drag my mouse, and I'm going to make this 6 wide, so 6, tab, and then I'll tab to go to the other dimension, and we'll say that's 8. So 6 by 8 looks pretty good. I'll click enter, and that will set my rectangle. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a line going from here down to about here. So I click on the line tool, which is over here to the left, and I'm going to go right about, I don't know, between those 2 lines there, and I'll come down here somewhere. Again, we don't have dimensions, so we're just kind of playing it by ear and put in a line. At this point, I have this piece here. I could hit T on the keyboard or select the trim tool and trim out this top portion and this top portion if I wanted to. It's not necessary because we can extrude with that piece or not. Notice I went up and I clicked on the Finish Sketch button. The Finish Sketch, I'm now out of the Finish Sketch. I'm out of 2D mode. I'm into 3D mode. Notice the icons have changed to 3D. I'll click the Extrude button, and I like to choose the Home button here so I can see which way I'm going to extrude it, and I'm going to extrude it back about 5 centimeters. So now it's back there. Life is good. I'll click OK. I have the premise of the item that I want to create. Now I need to cut out a rectangle here in front. So I'm simply going to select this front face, select the front face, and click Sketch. Notice that it will spin around, and I use my mouse wheel to recenter this. It'll spin around, and now I can draw on this front face. I'm going to draw a rectangle, and I'll start in this corner. Notice the box there, and I'll simply go up to about here and draw my rectangle. I'm finished with that because I'm going to extrude it, but I have to select Finish Sketch. Notice my mouse going to the top right corner to finish the sketch. I'll come over and click on the Extrude button. I don't have to click on the Extrude button. I can hit E on my keyboard as well. Again, I'll click on the Home button on the View Cube and select this surface. The default setting is to build. We want to subtract or remove. So I simply draw this back about halfway. It should say -2.5, and I'll click OK. And now we have our object. Our object is complete, our first object there. It looks good. I'm happy with it. To get a screenshot, I want to put this in wire view. So I'm going to select the display option down here on the bottom panel. I'll choose visual style and then choose the word wireframe. Notice it becomes a wireframe. There are no hidden lines since the front and the back are pretty much the same. I will use the snipping tool to create a new snip. I'm simply going to select this, hit Control C. I will go to, and I'll minimize those, I'll go to my drawing here, and somewhere outside the drawing, maybe down below or somewhere up top, I'm going to hit Control V. Now notice it's big and it's bulky. I'm going to click on that object and choose this button right here. This is the different visual styles for this, and I'm going to say in front of text. Notice it moved a little bit. I'm going to move it where I want it. It's still way too big, so I'm going to shrink it down by using the corners, and I'll place it right here. And now I'm simply going to line it up so that it's the right height. Line it up height-wise so that the height of this matches this. And width-wise, it looks like it already matches up pretty good, so I'm okay there. So I'm happy with that. I can click OK, and I have my first object. Go to the actual website here and copy and paste. Remember to hit Control-Shift-V, and that will paste using this format the definitions of construction line, object line, hidden line, center line, and center mark. You'll use those in order to fill in the blanks here. What does line A represent? Line A is a center line. Line B is a hidden line. Line C is an object line. D is an object line. E is a center mark. F is a hidden line, and G is a center line. You'll need to be able to recognize those on a multi-view drawing. On the multi-view drawing, notice this is the top view, the front view, and the right view, and this is the isometric view, and the isometric view is shaded without hidden lines. The next thing we're going to do is create this particular item right here. This particular item can be broken down in multiple parts. A rectangle as a base, and then a rectangle with an arch and a circle cut out of that rectangle. So I can look and see how to create this. If we look at it from the top, it will look like this. We look at it from the front, it will look like this. Notice the top is directly over the front. These edges all align. And the right side, which is missing, would go here. It would be this side and this side. It would really just look like an L with a hidden line, two hidden lines here on the top half of the L, and a center line showing the center of the circle. Let's create this in Fusion. I'll click on Fusion. I'm still in wire mode, so I'm going to go ahead and click out of wire mode. Click the button there to visual style and choose shaded. Notice it's now shaded. And I'm simply going to create the other item using the same face. So I'll click on this face and click on the sketch button. In the sketch button, I know that I'm going to create a rectangle here at the bottom. This rectangle, we're going to say it is 8 centimeters wide, 8 tab, and 2 centimeters tall. I will finish the sketch and simply extrude that item. Click on the extrude button or press E, select the item you want to extrude, and I'm going to go back probably 6 centimeters. Notice it says -6, and we'll click OK. I will make 2 more sketches. The first sketch I'm going to make is going to be on the top piece here, and what I'm going to do is subtract out this little piece here. This little piece, I'm going to make these edges here 1.5 by 1 centimeter deep. 1.5 from each one of those edges and 1 centimeter deep, and then we'll extrude that out. To do that, I'm going to sketch on the top face. So I simply grab this and turn it so I can see the top face and click on the word top. I'll choose the face and click the sketch button. We'll zoom in so you can see this. I want to put a rectangle somewhere in here. Let's try that again. We'll put a rectangle on this edge here going up and over. And I'll go ahead and click it without the dimensions. I'm going to add the dimensions now by either clicking on this button right here, which is the sketch dimension button, or simply hitting D on the keyboard. Notice my mouse changes to the dimension mouse. This, I'm going to make that 1 centimeter. I will click on this button here, this corner here, and this corner here, and we'll make that 1.5. For this one here, I'll click here, click, here, click, drag it down, and click, and type 1.5. So my dimensions now of this rectangle is 1.5 from edge here to this edge, from the outer edge to this edge is 1.5, and the height in this orientation is 1 centimeter. We'll finish the sketch. Click on the E button for extrude. I like to change the view to the home view so I can see what I want to extrude. It wants to build, but I want to subtract. So I'm going to remove that by simply dragging it downward 2 centimeters, and I'll click OK. The next item I have on the back is this item here, and it looks like it would be easier to sketch that from the back side. So I'm going to spin the view around to the back and draw this from the back and extrude it forward. From my view cube, I'll click and drag it around to the back, choose the word back. I will select this face and the sketch button. Not a fan of when it just shoots that over there like that. I want it in the center. Here, I'm simply going to draw a rectangle. I'll draw it from here and up to about here and hit click. I haven't put any dimensions in yet, but I know that this larger rectangle is 8 centimeters wide. I want this one to be 6, but I want it to be centered. So I'm going to hit D on my keyboard or select this button here for sketch dimension. I will then choose from here to here and make that 1 centimeter. I'll do the same thing from the other side, from here to here, and make sure it is 1 centimeter, 1 enter. The next thing I'm going to do is place a circle somewhere in the center here. It doesn't have to be perfect, and I will go ahead and click it without putting a dimension in. I'll hit D on the keyboard or select the dimension tool to dimension this with a diameter of 6. Now notice it's all over the place. It's outside here. Looks like it's in the center this way though, but I'm going to make sure. I'll hit escape. If you notice, I can drag that circle anywhere. It's 6 centimeters in diameter, but it can be placed anywhere. I'll hit D on my keyboard, click on the center of the circle, and this outer edge here, and drag it here. I happen to know that that should be 3 centimeters. Now it's touching the top edge. To make it touch the right edge, I'll click here. Notice I'm still in the dimension toolbar. And here, drag this down and make sure that that is 3 centimeters. So now I know that this is exactly in this circle. The last thing I want to do before cutting out the inside circle, I guess I can go ahead and do that, is to use the trim tool. I can select the scissors or hit T on my keyboard. and I'll trim out the top and left and right edges above the circle so that I have an arch. Notice I still have this little circle here. I'm going to trim that out as well. And I'll hit escape on my keyboard to get out of trim mode. Notice I'm in trim mode, it's blue. I hit escape, it disappears. I need to sketch one more circle. So I'll put another circle in here, and I'll make this one 2.5 and click enter. Now, could I make it a different size? Sure. I could hit escape, double click on the 2.5 and change it if I want to change it to 3. Now I have the drawing, but I want to extrude it. So I have to slide up here to the right and click on Finish Sketch. I'll change the view by clicking the Home button above the view cube. Now I will simply click on the Extrude button or press E on my keyboard. I'll choose this item here that I want to extrude. I want to build, so I'm going to come this way, and I will choose 2 as my distance and click OK. Now I have the item that is shown on my picture. Now to me, it looks like this circle is much lower than what I have on my item here. That's not a problem. I can go back down here, my playback button. I can right click on the sketch, click Edit Sketch, and simply drag the circle down to where I think it should be. Since there's no specific dimensions, it doesn't matter. As long as this circle does not intersect with this line, we'll be okay. Click Finish Sketch, and now it looks more like the item in our window. To finish, I want a visual of this that's in wireframe. So I click on the button here, my display settings, choose Visual Style, choose Wireframe. On my view cube, I choose the front. Let's take a look, actually, because I think we just need the left side view. There's the front view, but we need the left side view. So instead of front, I'm going to go to my view cube and turn it until I see the word right. Click it from here. On my bodies over here, I'm going to take and close off body 1, so I just see body 2. Now, if we're looking at it from the right, you can see that it has solid lines here where they should be dotted lines. So let's come back to my visual style, wireframe with hidden edges, and I can see the hidden edges here. I choose without hidden edges, with hidden edges. There we go. So we have the hidden edges, and I think we're good to go. I'll take a screenshot by using the snipping tool. Control C, go to my document, and choose Control V. Remember, it becomes a separate entity, so I have to put it above all the others. Now I can simply drag it where I need to drag it and shrink it to the right size. Looks like it's a little short, so I'm going to lengthen it out here. So it looks about the right height and width as it should be. There you have those 2 pieces. This piece, you already have that. Answer the conclusion questions and submit your work.